AI in search, it's the talk of the town, isn't it? But what's actually real and what's just hype? Well, today we're going to cut through all that noise. We're diving into some fantastic data and insights from the HighDegree marketing newsletter to find out what's really going on.
All right, so here's the game plan. First, we're tackling that big hype versus reality question head on. Then, we'll see what Google itself is planning. After that, we'll look at some new SEO tools popping up. But, and this is a big but, we'll also talk about a pretty serious AI cautionary tale. And to wrap it all up, we'll distill everything into a clear, new strategy for you.
Okay, let's get right to it. Hype versus reality. We're going to really dig into whether this AI search revolution is actually here, or if the headlines are getting a little ahead of themselves. Let's let the data do the talking.
So, is AI really replacing Google search? I mean, you can't escape the headlines, right? They all make it sound like the game has completely changed overnight. But is that the real story? Let's push aside the chatter and look at the actual numbers.
It really all starts with this one number, 210, 210x. It might not look like much, but trust me, this simple figure tells a huge story about where people are actually going to find information online. So let's unpack this, shall we? And here's what that 210x actually looks like. On one side, you've got Google, an absolute juggernaut, handling 14 billion searches every single day. On the other, you have ChatGPT, with about 66 million prompts that are kind of like a search. That's the 210 to 1 difference we're talking about. I mean, it's not even in the same ballpark. The scale is just mind-boggling.
But wait, it gets even more interesting. If you drill down into what people are doing on ChatGPT, a study from Harvard and OpenAI found that only about 21% of those prompts are even for search. The rest, people are writing emails, generating code, just chatting with it. So that already small number gets even smaller when you look at actual search intent.
So what's the bottom line here? It's this. All the AI search tools combined, all of them, are driving less than 1% of referral traffic to websites. Let that sink in. Your audience, your customers, they are still overwhelmingly on Google.
Okay, so Google is still king. We've established that. So the big question is, what's Google's play here? How are they thinking about AI? Let's dive into their strategy.
And you don't have to guess. Google's own VP of Search, Elizabeth Reed, laid it out plain and simple. She said, "We don't view AI as replacing search. We view it as augmenting it." Think about that word augmenting. It's not about replacing. It's about adding to, enhancing what's already there.
So for anyone creating content, and that's probably you listening, what does this mean? Reed's advice is gold. She's basically saying, stop trying to create shallow, manufactured pages. That's a losing game. Instead, double down on high-quality, detailed content with unique perspectives. Give people a reason to click past the AI overview and dive deep into your stuff.
Now, of course, Google isn't the only player in this game. While they're busy augmenting their search, the rest of the tech world is building some really interesting new tools for SEO and marketing. Take Perplexity, for instance. They just launched a new search API. Now, this is pretty cool because it gives developers programmatic access to a massive web index. What that means is people can now build their own AI products on top of a powerful, real-time search engine. It's about bringing that power into more hands.
And hey, it's not all about fancy APIs. Sometimes the old school stuff still works wonders. We're seeing new country code domains roll out, like for Australia, the US, and the Netherlands. This is a super simple but really effective way to signal to both Google and your users that you're a local, credible business. Don't forget the fundamentals.
Okay, so we have all this new power, these new tools, but we've got to talk about the flip side. There's a really important cautionary tale here about what happens when we let automation run wild without any human oversight.
And it all starts with something that sounds, well, ridiculous. An AI-translated Wikipedia article actually claimed that Canada has 41 inhabitants. Yeah, 41. Now we can laugh at that, but it's actually a sign of a much, much bigger problem.
It's a concept called the AI doom loop, and it's exactly what it sounds like. An AI model trains on flawed AI-generated text, like that Wikipedia article. It then bakes that error into its own system. So the next time it generates something, that error is there. It's a feedback loop of bad information, and it can poison entire datasets, especially for smaller languages.
You know the old saying, garbage in, garbage out? Well, it has never been more true than it is right now with AI. These tools are incredible,
But if we feed them junk, we're going to get junk out. The human element, the expertise, is not just important, it's absolutely essential.
All right, so we've looked at the data, we've heard from Google, and we've seen the potential dangers. So what do we do with all this? How do we turn these insights into an actual, actionable strategy?
It really boils down to 3 simple things. Step 1, focus on Google. Period. That's where the people are. Step 2, prioritize quality content. Create stuff that's so good, so detailed, and so unique that people have to click on it. And step 3, use the new tools. Play with them, experiment. But, and this is the key, always, always have a human expert checking the work.
So this is the question I want to leave you with. Take a good, honest look at what you're doing. Is your strategy built on hype, or is it built on reality? Are you chasing the shiny new thing, or are you focused on what the data is actually telling you?
By the way, pretty much everything we've talked about today, all these great insights, came from the HighDegree newsletter. If you found this breakdown useful and you want to stay on top of what's really happening in marketing, SEO, and AI, I honestly can't recommend it enough. Go check it out and subscribe at highdegree.substack.com.